All right, so we want to go to database profiles.
Exactly. Retail replication.
Replication.
And database profiles.
Database profiles.
Bingo. We will need to have two here. One for the head office, which is in this case most probably Kronos. I don't know.
Yes.
What you want to call them?
So, well, can I just call it HO?
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
And immediately remove the replication on hold check mark. If something goes wrong on replication and it does not seem to happen, or it does not seem to receive the messages on the remote side, most probably the replication on hold is still set. So you need to choose a transport by.
And you think message queues is the way to go?
For now, yeah.
Okay.
So then we need to go to the message queue tab. Here we go. What we need is we need an IP address for the message queue server where the HO queue is located, which is usually the head office nav server.
Okay. So in this case, it's all one server. Can I just put 127.0.0.1?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Perfect. Protocol, if you use a TCP IP address, you should set the protocol to TCP IP rather than an operating system.
Okay.
Good. Okay, you should not have a send timeout. If you've got a send timeout and you set it to 10 minutes, all messages not delivered to the remote side within 10 minutes will be destroyed. So that's definitely nothing that we want. So the send timeout stays at 0. Cool.
Okay.
That was the first step. Then can you go to the message queue on that machine? Before we start the replication processes, we will have to set up the message queues. We are doing this manually rather than let NAV do it. NAV would be able to do it. Problem is, especially when running on a network service rather than a domain account, you will not be able to access that message queue manually.
Because of permissions.
Exactly.
Okay.
Private queues. And you just add two here. One for HO. And okay. And the other one for S001 or whatever. And okay. Okay, both, we should maybe check the permissions for both. Security, everyone should be able to receive messages. Yes, perfect. And send messages, of course, as well. When we check a bit down, it should have a check mark at send message as well. Yeah, it does. And let's try the anonymous as well. Because I'm not sure if when your service is running on a network service, that one should be able should be added here, maybe instead of the anonymous. No, it's fine.
Okay.
Just leave it for now. With this setting, as long as we are sure that nobody will be able to break into the system, there's no point in not allowing anonymous access to that machine. Okay, click OK and do the same on the S001.
I mean, but would you do that in production?
Yes, I would. Usually your first thing is, this is quite secure. Even so, somebody could send you a message into your message queue. NAV will not be able to do anything with it, and it will not be causing any issues because the message is not in the proper format. So there's absolutely no problem doing that in a production as well. Of course, if you want to be extra secure, you would just allow access for the administrator on that and for the account running the NAV services on all sites. So if you are in one domain, this is quite easy because you would most probably let all your NAV services run on the same domain account.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have never tried to permit actually the network service account of the local computer. Might be working as well, but others can impersonate as that one, so it's not the most secure option to use network service anyway. So cool. From this side, head office is set up properly. We need another one, database profile for your S001. 3 zeros and 1. Here we are. Perfect. So this one is a child of another database. So this is the first one that we are assigning to head office, correct? Replication on hold goes away, and transport by will be set to message queue as well. Cool thing. It's also 127.0.0.1 and protocol to TCP. Okay, that was it. You could click OK now. And OK here as well. So that was the first part. Then we go to the replication setup, one above, and tell this database that it's a local database of HO. The local database is HO. So now we know this is a head office database from now on. Okay? We set a priority data interval in the priority data, which we can set to like, I don't know, 15 minutes or 10 minutes or something.
Well, could we do 5?
5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
It depends mainly how much data you've got in your database. If 5 hours is good, no. How much data you've got in your database and what publications are running. You might get into troubles as soon as you have got a priority data interval here, which is shorter than most of the publications need to export.
Right.
That might get you in troubles, but otherwise it should be fine. Okay, click OK.
So nothing else in any of these others?
No, not really. We do not need to dispatch messages when we are going with message queue. You would have a message fetch interval here if you would be going for FTP, like as an example, right? So you would check every 5. Yeah, that one should be set definitely. Sorry.
Okay.
All of this looks good. You could set on logging if you want to at least low. And okay, cool. Then we check the publications, if we've got any. As we see, there are already quite some. So, in this case, that's a nice one. We've got some publications. If they contain all table that we want to replicate, does not matter at this stage. Not at all, right?
Okay.
So close that one. And let's go to the replication hierarchy as the next one. This now shows you the structure of the databases. And on the right-hand side, you can see if they are publishing something or subscribing something. There was one publication which was called standard, which is not a priority replication. All priority replications will happen automatically on the priority interval that you set, which is 5 minutes. All others need a schedule created. Okay, so what we do is we are creating a schedule for sending data to child database. Okay, next. Here we can choose which. Not many options. So next.
So it's listing all non-priority.
Exactly, which are not published yet. Yeah. So this is an important part. Subscribe automatically means as soon as you create a new database, a search store as an example, and this publication is set to subscribe automatically, the next database created will automatically also receive this publication, right? Whereby when you have it subscribed manually, you will have to go in here on the store and say, okay, I want to subscribe.
So if you want different publications for each store, you wouldn't want them to, yeah.
Exactly, that's the idea, yeah. Okay, in this case, we go next. We set the check mark and go finish. So that is the schedule where you can define from what date, what time, in what interval the system will publish the publication.
Okay. So are starting date and time required?
It's not required. You see, next processing will happen. If you do not do anything, it's happening at midnight.
Okay.
So, but if you want to have it on a different time, which you usually would want, well, every 15 minutes. Okay, that's heavy one.
Is that too often?
For us, for testing, it's absolutely fine. But usually you would not want this publication run every 15 minutes.
Okay. Like
because
once an hour?
Especially this one. The standard one scans through all items, all customers, all GL accounts, all everything, which is
okay,
usually
so like once a day.
not really changing that much. Exactly. So
Yeah.
if you decide that it is likely to happen that new items are created, and it's likely that item prices change very quickly, you might want to split up the standard publication into two, one with the items, one without the items and sales prices, and you would create for items and sales prices your own publication, which runs on a different interval.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, cool. So once this is done, the next step would be to go to the store card for that offline store, and of course also for all other stores which stay online in the head office. Because as we have now created databases, we need to tell the stores in which database they are located and in which database they are posting.
Okay.
So we go to the replication tab. Here we go. Located at database, which one it will be at home, which is exactly, and posting. This now depends. If the store is its own legal entity, right, then it would also be posting at database S001.
So if they have a full NAV license in the store and they want to do their own financials in the store, then
if they
would post in the store.
Exactly, that's the point. If you set it here to S001 as well, it will create all GL entries, all item ledger entries in the store, and just move up the posted POS documents to head office for reference purposes, for analysis purposes, but will not create any item ledger entries at head office level because it's not its own database, right?
Okay.
Cool. So, but that is fine now. That's actually what we need to have set up. Can you click OK, please? And here as well, close. What we do now is we go to ChargeLogic on this page, the second from the top, second option from the top, exactly. We have already restarted the you know, the service, exactly. So we have something in here already. You see it's trying to broadcast information. Standard data will happen next time at 12 a.m. right? So it looks all quite good from this side. Next time orders will run at 7:01 a.m., which is in 4 minutes time. So all looking good here.
Mm-hmm.
We go back one step and go back to the database profile. Database profiles, cool. So for the S001, when we mark that line, and we are creating the setup disk here. So the reason is, what we've done so far is we have set up the complete replication structure. We have assigned the right databases to the store. What the setup disk contains actually is not the complete setup. It's just the basic setup of the replication itself. Right? And after this has been done, when you go back one step, please, and check the schedule log as well, there should be, no it didn't do, but we can start the standard now. That one, the first line, and say run now.
Okay, quick question.
Yeah.
So this database that we're using was already set up with a store, and I had run the POS already, and the store had I think it has a location assigned to it of Blue Warehouse or something like that. Does that matter that that's already set up?
No, it should not. It should be an empty store actually at that point. So an empty location at that point. You cannot really take a location with stock offline.
Okay.
So what you usually would do,
create a new location code.
Exactly, for the offline store. And after the store has been created, you need to send out all the data to that store. For now, it doesn't really matter. For that example, it doesn't really matter. Because the blue location now already assigned to store 001 most probably.
Right.
You see on the right-hand side located a database.
Yeah.
And that's usually set from DR, from the store card.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do I need any other field set here on this location?
No, usually not.
Okay. So if I now go to the store card, so I should change this to the new location, right?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
Okay, can you go back to the database profiles? Have you've stored the database setup, right?
Yeah. Do I need to create a new startup disk now that I've done that?
No, you don't need to. But can you go to the second one and see in the actions if you've got a snapshot, or if you need to go to the card? Send snapshot, exactly. Just click that. Because that's a new store, and we should fill it up with feed it with the absolutely basic starting information where it gets everything, right?
Okay.
Because we're just sending out the difference between now and last export. But this is a new store. It does not know about the last export, so we need to start it all over. Can we go to the schedule log again, please? There should be some changes. You see, there is a standard data has been running at 7:01 for 21 seconds, and it has been sent. Sent message is also already done at 7:02. So all looks good here. If you want, we can check in the message queues. When you go back to the nav message queue thingy in here again, exactly. And refresh. So right click into the white window, in the main window, right click. I'm not sure if it works here. No, in the big one.
Oh, here.
Here, usually. Interesting. There should be something in here. Can you go to the outgoing queues at head office here in the yeah, click outgoing queues. Just the if you could just go for the header outgoing queues, you see the numbers of messages connected. Connection is ready. It says it has sent it, but we cannot see it by whatever reason. Because we send it to S0001, right? Yeah. Can we go back to nav, please?
I'm going to open the event log.
No, go one step back to the replication messages and see if they're properly sent, and if it knows that it's sent, and what replication. Yeah, 4 messages sent, as we can see, was a message queue. Interesting enough, but anyway, to store, please. So 001 is.
Okay.
Okay, and go to database profiles here.
Load setup disk.
Exactly.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so everything is good now here. You see the database profiles are there. If you want to check, you would see the most probably the publications as well. The most important information is in here. We need to change the service for S001 as well, so the system knows that it has to start with the Kronos S0001.
Okay. And restart the service.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Okay.
and now we need to check if anything is in the schedule log. So, there's not much. Can you start sessions on the right-hand side to see if we've got 3 sessions running now? We expect to have 3 sessions after the restart. One is a NAS, one is a background, and one is your client session, at least. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Yeah,
Yep.
so there is a background session running and waiting for anything to pop in. The question is why the other database did not send it yet, or it was sent actually. Can we go back to head office and check the database profile again? Database profile for the store. Second one. Edit. Message queue. That looks actually quite normal. Did we maybe, I'm not sure, forget to set up security on the S001?
And we did that.
For anonymous and all users? I can't remember. Everyone is good?
Everyone.
Yeah, and anonymous. Yeah. Okay. Just click OK or whatever. When you go and on the left-hand side, you click the S0001. Directly just the header, S001. Yeah, that one. Oh, sorry, private queues. One step up. Private queues. Right. And now on the right-hand side, right-click and refresh to see if anything is standing anywhere. No.
Nope.
No. Okay, can you go back to head office, please? Nav, head office, escape. And we just enforce the latest message to be sent again. Close that one. Go to Replication Messages. And change the status sent on the number 4, on the most topmost one, to empty. Yeah, that one. And when I press F5 now, you see it's moved from the sent to the outbox. Oh, it's sent again at 7:12. You see the new timestamp on the sent one.
Yep.
So now message queue sent the message, or we try to send the message. Not sure that we see anything in here because if it has been sent, it has been received at the other side as well. But
Nope,
nothing in here. Refresh doesn't change anything, right?
Right.
I'm not sure if it's case sensitive. Can you just delete the S001 once the message queue from the message queue list and try to recreate it. Oh, HO is small as well. I mean, it
Yeah,
should not
I mean,
make
when I
any
created
difference. Should not make
them,
any difference. Yeah.
I mean, the label is uppercase. I don't know why the names are lowercase.
Okay.
I typed them in uppercase.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what's weird when you go to the outgoing queues, one up, directly to the outgoing queues, so we see the queues on the right-hand side, and refresh now on the right-hand side. There are now two. Can you make that a bit bigger? So it seemed that the store already sent something to head office as well. Interesting enough. Can you go back to nav?
Oh, this is the store now.
Oh, cool. Great. So something arrived at least. Can you go replication and or one step back and go to the replication messages to see what we see there? And we've got all four. 3 processed and 1 still in the inbox. Number 4 failed. The question is what it is mumbling about. The error. Can you go back and check why it's failed? Replication on the schedule log, you might see why it has failed. You've got an error message there. Replication does not exist. No, that's create purchase receipt, sorry. The message processing standard on top, the second from the top, which is planned for scheduled for 7:25. When you click that and say run now, it's trying to run that immediately. Processed. So when you now check, you should in this company find all your items, all your sales prices, customers, GL accounts, all that stuff should be in here now. So basically all tables that are part of the publication standard should be here now. Everything that is part of the publication orders should be here now, because that's all what we have received.
Okay, great.
Here we go. So basically that was it. I mean, beside the problems that we had with the code, that was less than an hour, right?
Yeah, definitely. So if I run a transaction here, it's going to replicate up to the head office?
That what we expect. You can try to point of sale. Just try if we can open up the point of sale here. I'm not sure if we have the right store code already assigned. You might not have a password yet set up in here.
Well, I did in the
head office, but yeah, but we're not replicating that. Just imagine what happens. Usually, your sales people are just working at store level, right? A normal cashier in Connecticut will not be able to change his or enter his own password at head office level and replicate it down. So that's an information that just needs to be handled at store level, right? So that's exactly the reason why we cannot publish that here. What is that? Field text.
Tax areas.
Okay, it might be that we have not added the tax area to the standard publication. So
can I do that from the head office?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I will do now. So I will go here to Replication, Schedule, Publications, to the Publications, open up the standard one. Just check for the right line where it is supposed to sit, more or less from the logical point at any. Actually, it does not really matter where you put it, but if you're looking for it, you should look for it at a certain. Here we've got with territories and stuff. Text posting, here we go. Text posting, text business posting, and so in text area is apparently missing here. So, and you will most probably set it up the same way as the one above.
Set up.
Perfect, yeah. Okay, close that one.
Okay.
Well, what you can do, you see the plan now here as well. You can run that one immediately. When you click plan now, close it, and go schedule lock. You will see it is getting started immediately or already running. By the way, yeah, exactly. By the time we got there, it's already running.
Okay.
So as soon as that's done,
salespeople need to be maintained in the store. They don't replicate.
The salespeople will have to be maintained at head office level, but their identifiers have to be maintained at store level. So whatever passwords or magnetic cards or whatever card you can assign, you will have to do that at store level. So it should not take too long. That's the most annoying part, actually, when replicating, to wait for the replication to happen as soon as you identified something that is missing. In a live environment, if you find things like that, you would create a new publication, right? Which you put priority to child, make it active, and just put in that one table. And after it ran, you remove the active check mark. So you've got a kind of one timer which runs really, really fast, because it just goes through that one single table that you need to do immediately. Ever you doubt that replication is behaving properly, there's a certain order that you should check in to see if it's working or not. It always starts at the point where you expect the thing to happen first. Like when you check something, if it's exported at all, you will check inside the schedule lock if the publication in question has been running or not, right? If it has been running, you will next step check the replication messages to see if, and the content of it, to see if the record in question has been transferred, right? Then you will check at the root database if it has been received. If it has been sent but not received, we have to check in the middle. Between
so the replication message in the head office on standard status is failed.
Yeah, that means it's failed in the store. The import failed in store. You do not have the
Do not
following
have-
permissions on table dimension set entry modify, which is actually weird. Dimension set entry. And just go debug next then. And go schedule log and run it again after debugger is active.
Oh, don't set it to.
You don't need to set it to a certain session. Just call debug next.
Oh, I meant in terms of the in replication messages. Can I set the status to blank?
You don't need to. You just go to the schedule log in the server and just click run now. It is getting scheduled anyway every time. When it fails, it's getting scheduled after 10 minutes again, and then after 10 minutes, a few seconds. And the more often it fails, the longer the distance or the interval between the next try and now will be. So, because when you check a record ref will be most probably normal dimension set entry for 80 or something. Yeah, 480. It seems that it does not work on a Kronos license.
Okay. So you think that's the problem?
Most probably. Most probably. Yeah, the only thing that you can do now when you press F5, if things like that happen and you say, okay, let's forget this special replication, you go to the message directly, replication messages, and you set it to processed here, this one, right? Well, you must do that only in the case where you are exactly aware of what you're doing, right? And what data you are missing now. So in this case, you can just say processed yes.
But did everything else process?
No. The complete message not. But as we did not change a lot, right? We are exactly aware of what happened. Because we just added one line, one table, right? So nothing else changed. So we will just make sure that we are transferring from this one table. Okay?
Well, okay, hang on. Let me go to tax areas and see what's...
Nothing.
Nothing.
And store it's still empty. It doesn't get to that point.
Do you want me to set
Just
this
set
to process?
that to process. Yeah. Just set that one to processed. Okay. Perfect. Go to schedule log, please, and clear the schedule log. We need to tell the schedule log as well that we have done this manual, so just clear it. But up. Okay, so it will just do its priority and priority B from now. So we go back to head office and just cause this one table to be retransferred by going to the publication. When you go to the publication, you will see in your line that you just edit in the standard one, there should be a line for your tax area. No, a bit up. One more. Here we go. That one, tax area. You see on the right hand side, you see there is a number 4. in number of records. So 4 records have been identified that need to be transferred and exported. So what you can do is you can just clear the logged records for this line. When you do that on top, clear logged records, you see it's going down to 0. Yeah, exactly. I hope it's just doing it for that one. Yeah. And delete all of them, all 4. So what happens now is the system assumes when the export runs next that all 4 records are new. And will send the records to the store again. Okay? Does it make sense? Because what we do is we have to remember every single record we have exported, right? And on the next one, when we are trying to export it the next time, we are on changes only export method. We are generating record hash, and we are recording that record hash to the last record hash of the same record.
Right, I get that, but why not fix the permission error and just have it reprocess the original message?
Exactly. If we would have solved that permission error with a different license, it might have worked, or would have worked. But what I'm trying to show you here is how you can retransmit certain tables only from a publication, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
And that we do just by telling the system, okay, what you know now about the text area is your previous state is this table was empty. So with the next export, it will find 4 records. So for the replication process, this will be 4 new records and need a retransmission. That's what we did by removing the records from the record log.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. So if you click Plan Now on top. And close that one. We should get a new standard message, which is actually quite smaller, or a lot smaller than the 2.8 megabyte that we had before. And the 2.8 megabyte were just how do you say? They're uncompressed. Sorry, they're uncompressed size. So the compressed size is a little way smaller. You see, it's just 20K now with number 6. You see, it has been be processed already, standard. So when you go back to head office, just for curiosity, and press F5 here, you see it switched over to processed. So head office knows that this message number 6 to the store has been processed at store level and all is good. So you would not even need to go to the store and check there if it understood and successfully processed the message or not.
Right. Okay.
So now you've got your 4. The last thing that we tried was apparently point of sale.
Okay.
That's good. At least we can start that. Yay! So then, yeah, then just add an item, 70,000 as an example, or 1,000, or whatever your favorite item is.
Tax area lines.
Do we need those? I don't know. I have no clue how your tax system is working actually.
Yeah, it's part of the North American database. So
yeah, same story, but a bit faster this time. So we go to publications again. Standard, edit. We add the text area lines here.
And should they be linked to the tax areas, or does it not matter?
No, just put in tax area 9. And set it to changes only. After done that, plan now. Or if you think there will be another one,
Okay.
from the one. There are altogether these 6 tables. Might take a few seconds to. Did you click the run now?
Yes.
Okay. It might take up to 1 minute, exactly 1 minute, or 59 seconds, for the system to pick up the replication to run. Because if we do not have to do anything in the schedule according to the schedule log for the next more than 1 minute, then we will wait for 1 minute before we check again in the table. If we've got something to do earlier, we will run it earlier, of course, right? That means that between 2 runs of the code, there will be a maximum delay of 1 minute. So, but we have it. Yay, yay. So you should have a posted POS document now. Can we check it in here in store? Here we go. Okay, yep. That's the one. So when we go now to the schedule lock, here at store level, schedule lock, you see that the next priority will run. Oh, look at that! It's sent at 8:02. You see that? Sent message priority. No, that's priority broadcast. Sorry. That one is an error. Okay. Can we quickly check the publication for priority? That's apparently still referring to an old table.
Check it in the head office?
No, for now you can check it at store level. The problem that we have now is that it is referring to the wrong table. We can rectify that problem immediately at store level, export the publication here from store and delete at head office and import at head office, or do the same change on both sides. But you see the POS reconciliation entry, just remove that line.
You don't need it?
No, that's most probably a relic of a something that has been used before with that same table number. You know, tables are expensive, so we tend to reuse them. Okay, and the same on the POS warehouse document, please. Or just move it to the left one. Don't delete it. Just move it one to the left. Move left. Right. And kill the filter that you have there. And copy the one from the EFT entry. One down. Exactly. Control C, Control V. Here we go. Okay. And yeah, make sure it is looking exactly the offer that you set action after export is set field. Exactly, and that is exported. We are setting the field exported. So what happens here is we've got a filter which tells the system, okay, take all post-reconciliation entries where exported is no. No, it's not updating properly on screen. Just choose it and press F5. Then it's updating. It's an update is missing on after change. So again, we're taking all records which have a filter exported equals no. We're exporting them, and then after that we are setting the field exported. Exported is a Boolean field, and when you set a Boolean field, you set it to true. So that makes sure that you're exporting every single record only once, even with a full export, full table scan. Good.
And should this be replace or skip in the action if exists?
Actually replace.
Okay, so export this publication?
Yeah, export the publication, save it somewhere on the desktop, and load the same one on store. Sorry, on head office database.
Do I have to delete the?
Usually not. Try to just import it.
Oops.
Database profile.
Right.
No, that's publication priority, not standard. Oh yes, yeah, right. Yeah. Sorry, my fault. We wanted this priority. Looking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you go back to store, schedule lock. Let's check if priority ran. Not yet. So take that one and run now. Let's try what happens if we run it now. As I said, might take up until a minute. Okay, we're sending a message. Cool. So when you go back to head office, you should get that document there now with today's date. That's still store Kronos when you go to head office. There are no posted post warehouse posted post documents.
Number 7.
Here we go.
There it is.
Here we go. So when you navigate from there, you should get your item ledger entry and the value entry and what else yet.
Okay, awesome.
So that's how it is supposed to be.
Okay, great.